This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Man charged with murder of Denhamtown teen mom. A man has been charged with the murder of teen mother Devonese Nelson in Denhamtown, Kingston in June. He is 20-year-old Sean Country Stanbury from the community of Hendon in Norwood, St. James. Along with the murder, the Kingston Western Police have also charged Stanbury with accessory to murder, illegal possession of firearm, and illegal possession of ammunition. He was charged after giving a caution statement and being interviewed in the presence of a justice of the peace, the police said in a statement Tuesday evening. His court date is being finalized. Another man, a 17-year-old Eric Brandon Murdoch, is wanted in the case. Murdoch is the father of Nelson's 4-month-old child. His uncle Tevin Cross was a person of interest in the matter. He turned himself in and was later released. The nude body of the 17-year-old student was found with a gunshot wound in the head about 11:30 p.m. on June 26 in an apartment at the Kings Heights housing complex in Denhamtown. The 10th grade Denhamtown High School student lived on North Street. However, she reportedly went to the location to visit Murdoch, who lives with his uncle. Legislation coming to regulate the service delivery of banks. New regulations are coming aimed at improving service delivery at Jamaica's commercial banks. The Financial Services Protection Bill will give the Bank of Jamaica greater oversight of financial institutions and set standards for how the entities deal with their customers. Amid complaints about the decline in the level of service provided by banks, Finance Minister Dr. Nigel Clark said the bill will address consumer protection in financial services. The proposed legislation will be tabled in coming months.
Which is why this bill that the governor alluded to is going to address consumer protection in financial services and empower the BOJ to enforce those standards. So it's a gap that needs to be addressed and is being addressed with this bill that we hope to come to Parliament within the next several months.
Bank of Jamaica Governor Richard Biles has said the bill is vitally important in addressing a regulatory gap in the oversight of financial institutions. Mr. Biles, who was speaking during Tuesday's sitting of Parliament's Standing Finance Committee, said he hopes the House of Representatives will treat with it expeditiously.
The Financial Services Protection Bill that this House will see shortly, I don't know when, it's out of BOJ, it's with the ministry, is a vitally important bill that I hope the House will treat with expeditiously, because it is in that bill that more rules and regulations will be set for how banks operate.
Breadfruit and cassava for government's wheat flour substitution program. The Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries will be launching a wheat flour substitution program to combat the global shortage of the commodity and promote healthier eating among Jamaicans. With the support of the government of Cuba, we will be targeting breadfruit and cassava to create a gluten-free flour as a healthy alternative to wheat, said Portfolio Minister Pernell Charles Jr. The global wheat shortage has resulted from several factors, including the Russia-Ukraine crisis, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the effects of climate change. The minister also noted that a significant number of Jamaicans are facing various health challenges, with data indicating that 25% of the population is suffering from at least one chronic disease. Obesity among adults has also increased, and between the years 2010 and 2017, obesity among children doubled. It urges us, and so we will be updating the food and nutrition security policy to boost the consumption of locally grown nutritious foods, Charles said. He was speaking at the handover ceremony for the Jamaica Foods System Profile by the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations. Jamaica is one of 50 countries that included in the assessment carried out in collaboration with the European Union and the French Agricultural Research Center for Development. Charles said the report will guide us in determining the plans and the policies to be implemented to ensure that the people of Jamaica and all in our region have safe, nutritious, and adequate supply of food. FAO representative for Jamaica, the Bahamas, and Belize, Dr. Crispin Moreira, said the assessment is a getaway for national dialogue and can be used to promote investment towards a sustainable transformation of food systems in the country. Central to this transformation is the strengthening of collaboration among stakeholders to ensure greater innovation and more efficient processes that fast-track our development and help us to be prepared for the changing times, Moreira said. E-ticketing looms for traffic offenders. Lawbreakers are to be ticketed electronically for offenses committed when surveillance is implemented under the 2018 Road Traffic Act, Portfolio Minister Audley Shaw has said. The announcement was made in the Lower House on Tuesday, where Shaw, the Minister of Transport and Works, outlined a raft of new provisions under the Road Traffic Regulations 2022, which were subsequently approved. Shaw said the new electronic monitoring and surveillance regulations will allow for remote detection of offenses and ticketing using cameras and other electronic devices. He said where traffic offenses are detected remotely, the owner of the vehicle will receive the ticket. Electronic detection devices will be approved by the Island Traffic Authority, he noted, and will be installed on or near a road. The devices are expected to capture traffic offenders who speed, disobey traffic signals, and operate vehicles not licensed, insured, or certified as fit. Shaw said as the program is rolled out, the regulations will be adjusted to cover any additional devices or provisions that are necessary. This is one of several key regulations included in the long-delayed Road Traffic Regulations 2022, covered under the Road Traffic Act 2018, which saw some 299 new regulations that identify scores of new offenses. The latest update is to facilitate the proper implementation of regulations, although the minister has indicated that only a fraction of the 13-part law will be brought into operation. Phased implementation will be finalized in conjunction with key stakeholders, he said. Other new regulations include the requirement for driving instructors who are paid to become certified, as well as the licensing of driving schools. This is to be monitored by the ITA, which will keep a registry. Shaw said where the instructor is a family member, certification will not be needed. Provisions have also been included for demerit points on a driver's license to expire after 15 months if fewer than 10 points are earned during the period. The minister said after a period of suspension, the points that led to the suspension will be expunged. The ITA is also empowered to require specific training or retesting for persons whose driver's license have been suspended. Lawmakers on both sides of the House welcomed the regulations but cautioned that enforcement and public education were equally important. We would like to see the reduction in fatalities, but again, without proper enforcement, the regulations and the Road Traffic Act itself basically come to zero, opposition spokesman on Transport and Works, Michael Phillips, insisted. At the same time, he expressed the disappointment that a public education campaign was not formulated from 2018 when the act was passed. There have been 239 crash fatalities in 2022, a 3% decline year-on-year. Last year, 487 people died from crash injuries. All MPs have submitted their statutory declarations on time. All sitting members of Parliament have for the first time filed their statutory declarations on time, the Integrity Commission has revealed. The Commission disclosed too that there has been a significant increase in the number of public officials complying with the requirement to file their declarations. Parliamentarians and other public officials are required by law to submit annual declarations by March 31 of the following year, detailing all assets and liabilities. The declarations are used to gauge whether public officials are using their positions to illegally enrich themselves. For years, the submission of statutory declarations has been a sore point, with several lawmakers and public officials being referred to the prosecuting authorities for failing to comply with their obligation. But the Commission, in its 2021-2022 annual report to Parliament, said it has been giving serious attention to the issue and is very pleased with the latest development. Parliament is setting a good example for other public officials to follow, Chairman of the Commission, retired Judge Seymour Panton, said in a report. He urged the other public officials to comply with their statutory duty as delinquents can expect prosecution. The Commission cautioned that all declarants are expected to make full and truthful declarations and should take note that its information and complaints and the investigation divisions are committed to a careful and probing examination of all declarations. The oversight body said it expects full declarations of bank accounts and reminded declarants of significant fines and imprisonment provided by law. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.